Hey guys, thanks for watching Homesteading on the Side. We live here in the South, and sometimes breakfast for breakfast is just not enough breakfast in the day. So tonight my kids have requested, as they usually do once a week, breakfast for dinner. So tonight we're going to have pancakes and chocolate gravy. So for this recipe we are going to need some all-purpose flour, some sugar, some milk, melted butter, 2 eggs, vanilla, baking powder, and salt. Let's get started. So I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour here, and I've just made sure I whisked it to get any big clumps out. So there's that, and then I'm going to add all the dry ingredients together, and then I'll start on the wet. So I've got 4 cups of flour, going to do half a cup of sugar, maybe a pinch more. I'm feeling like I want them sweet today. And just a pinch more, just a little pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of baking powder. 1, 2. So then just mix all this together. All right, that's good. And then now for the drying area. I'm going to keep the butter separate because my milk is cold. I have 2.5 cups of milk here, and my butter is warm from melting it. And if I add it into the cold butter, it's just going to clump real bad. So I'm going to wait and add this to the batter while I'm mixing it. So I have got 2.5 cups of milk. I'm going to add 2 eggs. These are my chicken eggs. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons, come here bug, hold this for me, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Alright, hold it above the, one. And you can cut back on the vanilla if you like. We like quite a bit of vanilla, so hence the 2 teaspoons, but I think it's only daily recommended levels of 1 teaspoon. And then I'm just going to use my whisk and whisk this together. Make sure my eggs are all in there good. Okay. Then make kind of a well in the center. To start, see, I'm one-handed, so we'll do half and get it started, just so I don't slosh it all over the place. Be easier if my husband was over here holding the camera for me.
Too late, nope, you don't have to.
Alright, so let me get this all whisked in, we'll be right back. Alright, got it all mixed together. Probably should have used my KitchenAid, but hey, what the heck. Put my butter in there. Thank you, Bug.
You're welcome.
Mix it all in. Alright, and we're ready to start cooking. I'm going to get my griddle out. You can use pans or whatever, cast iron skillets, but I have a griddle where I can cook a lot of these at a time. Makes my job a lot easier and my time at the stove a lot less. So I'm going to get it out and heating, and I've got some butter here. I may need to get out just a little bit more, but here's the batter, and it's not super thick, but it's not super thin. I don't like those super thick fluffy pancakes because they seem kind of dry. So I like them fluffy, but I like them a little on the thinner side. So this batter's not going to be like those super humongous thick pancakes. My griddle's hot, and I use just a 1/4 cup measure for doing my pancakes. Like I said, having one of these makes it so I don't have to stand here at the stove for so long. But just fill them up and cook them off. You'll know when they're done because they'll get really bubbly on top. And you'll be able to see that they're done on the bottom side. I'll show you. Alright, so I'm going to start the chocolate gravy. These are almost ready to flip. And here I've got 2 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to add 2 cups of milk. And I'm just going to bring this to where the milk is warm. And here in a bowl I have mixed 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And then when this gets warm and starts to steam, I'm going to add the cocoa mixture and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm just going to keep it on about 4, so medium, low heat, and cook it until it's thickened. Alright, my milk is steaming and it's starting to get foamy. So I'm going to add my cocoa and sugar and flour. And just whisk this in good. Make sure everything's all broken in. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Maybe a little more for good measure. We really like vanilla here. You can see it's already starting to get thick. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to 2, maybe even 1. I'm going to turn it down real low because I don't want it to burn or scorch. And it will continue to get thicker as it cooks. So I'm just going to whisk this very often. I got the first batch of pancakes done. Second batch is going. And chocolate gravy is done. So let me get this put together. Well, I still got a couple more batches. A great thing to do, this batch makes a lot. We eat a lot. But if I have any extra over, I freeze it or put it in the fridge for tomorrow for breakfast. It's something real quick I can heat up or take out of the freezer and throw it into the toaster. That way, you know, we've always got pancakes or a quick breakfast, you know, if we're on the run or if we're running late. Alright, I'm getting ready to flip them. You can see that one's poked, the bubbles poked through. And these don't always poke all the way through. You can see them here on the outside and you can see all of them on top. But what I do is just check. Yep, and they're ready to flip. Now I flip them over. I can keep from slinging them all over the kitchen. And I just double check the bottom. Double check. Yep. That one's a big one. This one's a little light. I'm going to wait on that one for just another couple seconds. And that one too. I guess this side is not as hot as here because this side tends to take a little longer, but that's it. You can see they're nice and golden brown. I said these don't always come all the way through, but you can see all the bubbles. And just look at them. You'll be able to tell if they're ready to flip by the way they look. So that's a little light. So, yep, just another couple minutes and we'll be ready to eat. And to know if they're done on the other side, you can't, of course, you can't see bubbles. But just look and see. See, that's brown. These for me are done. Alright, my chocolate gravy's done. Like I said, I added all the ingredients, and once it started to get thick, I put it on low, and then I just left it alone. Well, I didn't leave it alone. I mean, I stirred it frequently so it doesn't give it a film over the top, and so it doesn't stick to the bottom. But I just kept it on low and cooked it while I was cooking the pancakes. And that way it gives it a chance to thicken slowly so it doesn't get thick too fast, it doesn't burn or scorch. You can see it is thick. It is wonderful. If you make sure you taste it, because if you want it more chocolatey, add some more chocolate. If you want it sweeter, add some sugar. You can leave out the vanilla. I've heard people say adding just a tablespoon of coffee or something like that brings out the chocolate flavor, but I don't know. I kind of like it just the way it is, so I leave it just like that. And this is my last batch of I went ahead and removed it from the heat because this is, like I said, my last batch of pancakes. And what I like to do to eat these. I said, y'all are going to think I'm really weird. I like to take a fried egg and put it over the top of my pancakes. So I have one pancake with syrup and an egg on top. That's kind of like my dinner. And then for dessert, I have a pancake with chocolate gravy. So I have one savory and one sweet. I know that's really weird, isn't it? Am I the only one that does that? But these are done. I'm going to start plating everybody's dinner up, and hope you enjoy. Just a quick note while I'm frying up my egg. If this recipe makes quite a bit of pancakes, as you can see. But like I said, I like to make quite a bit because I can freeze them or put them in the fridge for tomorrow. So I'm sure, I've never actually tried to have the recipe, but I'm sure that you could if you don't want to make as many, or even double it if you want to make more. So if you do that, let me know how it turns out, because like I said, I have a small army to feed, and I usually make a lot and don't have many leftovers. So if there's just a few, like I said, I just throw them in the freezer or in the fridge, because there's not enough leftover for me to make another meal or anything out of them. So let me know how it turns out for you.